All right, everybody, welcome back to the episode of From the Stands, where we're recapping the last week of the MLB season. We had the sticky check new rule being implemented, so we'll get to see how that went and all that stuff. So we're going to get started with the headlines this week. Aaron Civale of the Cleveland Indians is to miss 4 to 5 weeks with a finger strain. He was leading the AL in wins at the time of his injury, so that's a big blow for the Indians starting rotation. Elvis Andrus returns to Texas for the first time since being traded this past offseason to Oakland, so he got a nice ovation for one of the players that has been there one of the longest in the Rangers franchise history. Yu Darvish becomes the fastest pitcher to reach 1,500 strikeouts. He reached it in this game. He needed 11 strikeouts to get to 1,500, and he got 11 in this game. So Alek Manoah of the Blue Jays has been suspended for 5 games, which is equal to 1 start if you're a pitcher, because they pitch every 5 days, for throwing at Maikel Franco. Charlie Montoyo, the manager of the Blue Jays, also received a 1-game suspension. I believe Manoah is appealing his in this altercation with Baltimore from last week. The pitcher substance checks have begun. Max Scherzer was checked 3 times in this game. The 3rd time was in the middle of an inning, right after a strikeout. The umpires went out to check his glove. They checked his hair because they felt like he was going, or Joe Girardi of the Phillies felt like he was going through his hair. So Girardi and Davey Martinez were yelling at each other when they were on the mound checking. When the inning ended, Scherzer was walking back to the dugout and he just stared at the Phillies dugout the whole time. And then Girardi, I think a lot of people thought Girardi was yelling at Scherzer. I believe he was yelling at Kevin Long, because you can hear him say K Long in the audio. If you listen really closely, I think he's yelling at Kevin Long, which is the Nationals hitting coach. So I think a lot of people got the idea that he was challenging Scherzer. I don't think he was. I could be totally wrong, but I think he was yelling at Kevin Long. But still not a good look for Joe Girardi. He requested that Scherzer be checked that 3rd time, or in the middle of an inning. Charlie Morton collects his 100th career victory, so congratulations to him. He pitched 7 innings, allowed just 1 hit, no runs, and 11 strikeouts against the Mets, so congratulations to Charlie Morton. The Cubs threw a combined no-hitter against the Dodgers. Started off with Zach Davies throwing 6 innings, and then Ryan Tepera, Andrew Chafin, and Craig Kimbrell each pitched an inning. There was 7 strikeouts across all the pitchers and 8 walks, so no hits, but 8 walks in that combined no-hitter. Aaron Nola strikes out 10 straight batters. He ties Tom Seaver's record. Nola did it against the Mets in a 7-inning game, so super impressive for him. He strikes out 10 straight batters. Yadier Molina passes Johnny Bench for 8th all-time on the all-time catcher's hit list with his 2,000th and 49th career base hit. Mike Soroka suffered a complete re-tear of his Achilles tendon while walking to the clubhouse in Atlanta, and he will require season-ending surgery to repair it. It's the same injury he suffered originally when he had to, his season was ended because he was coming off the mound here. So he completely re-tears all the stuff he's been rehabbing for, so that's really tough for him, really tough for the Braves, and we're hoping he can see him back on the field next year. Hector Santiago of the Mariners becomes the first pitcher to be thrown out due to foreign substances. He was thrown out. He was actually getting pulled from the game here, so he was walking as he was leaving the game. They checked his glove. They took his glove away to go analyze it or something, and he was thrown out of the game. They all looked pretty shocked, so I'd be curious to see what the investigation comes back with on what was on his glove, if it was actually anything of sort, if it was just like a rosin and sweat mixed up or something like that. Josh Naylor suffered a fractured leg on this pop-up to right field. He collided with the second baseman, and I'm not going to show the video. It's a pretty gruesome injury, so if you want to see it, you can go find it somewhere. But he had to be carted off the field, and it's one of the worst injuries I think you'll ever see on a baseball field. So make sure you support Josh Naylor in this time. It was a really nasty injury, and I don't think we're going to see him on the field for a very long time. On our plays of the week, starting us off, Sergio Romo drops his pants during a substance check. He, coming off the mound, he tosses his hat, tosses his glove, unbuckles his pants, drops his pants, and the umpire's just like, relax, man. Manny Machado turns a huge double play with the bases loaded here. He tags Turner on this ball hit and then manages to get the out at second base. This is a huge play in this game. The bases were loaded with nobody out, and this is during the Padres sweep of the Dodgers. Tony Kemp makes this insane over-the-shoulder catch in left center field on this ball hit, goes all the way back, makes the catch, and then slides into the wall. So that's a great catch by Tony Kemp out there in left center field. Andrew McCutchen robs Albert Almora of a home run with this leaping catch in left field, and it's not one of those catches where you're like, oh, would have maybe been a home run if he didn't catch it. It was definitely a home run if he didn't catch it. And the Phillies actually won this game by 1 run, so this was a big play in this game. Brewers came back against the Rockies. Willie Adames hit a game-tying 2-run home run in the 9th inning. He's been coming up clutch ever since coming over to Milwaukee. And then Keston Hiura walks it off with a sacrifice fly in the 11th inning on this ball hit to center field. So Brewers come back to beat the Rockies in that one. Paul Goldschmidt hits a home run 470 feet to center field. It's one of the longest home runs of the year, and one of the longest, I think it was the 4th longest home run hit in St. Louis. So really big moment for him. Brandon Lau catches this pop-up in right field. It's one of the weirder plays you'll see this year. So he catches this pop-up in right field after coming in battling the outfielder. He turns to throw the ball back to home because there's a runner on third. He throws the ball away, so the runner goes. Ryan Yarbrough backs it up, so he's the pitcher. He backs it up, flips it to Zunino, and gets the runner coming home for a double play. So it turns into what should have been a sacrifice fly or an error. Turns into a double play for the Rays. Ke'Bryan Hayes makes this insane play at third base on this ball hit behind third. He makes a throw from foul ground to get the runner. This is a Nolan Arenado play. This is awesome. Love to see these kinds of plays. On to our games of the week. Starting us off, we have Cincinnati versus Minnesota. In the bottom of the second, it's already 2-0 Twins. Luis Arraez hits sacrifice fly, so that brings in another run. But in the next inning, the 4th, Eugenio Suarez hits a 2-run home run, so that makes it 3-2 Twins. And then Aquino would follow it up with a home run of his own, so it's 3-3. The Reds have come back to tie it. With the bases loaded in the 8th inning, Amir Garrett's 3-3. He gets Larnach on a comebacker here, gets the out at first base to leave the bases loaded. In the 8th inning, gets out of that jam. In the 10th inning now, it's still 3-3. Nick Castellanos with the base hit brings in the go-ahead run, so it's now 4-3. And then Eugenio Suarez with a sacrifice fly, so that would bring in another run. It's now 5-3. In the bottom of the 10th, the Twins coming back. Luis Arraez with the RBI double makes it a 1-run game, so it's now 5-4 Reds. And then Trevor Larnach would hit a sacrifice fly to tie the game up, making it 5-5. In the 12th inning now, still no one has scored. For an inning and a half, Miguel Sano hits the walk-off 2-run home run, and the Twins win it by a final of 7-5 in 12 innings. All right, next up we have the Nationals at the Phillies in Philadelphia. In the bottom of the 5th inning, it is 5-2. 2 runners on. Kyle Schwarber hits the game-tying 3-run home run to make it 5-5 in the 5th. In the bottom half, though, the bases are loaded for Andrew McCutchen, who hits a grand slam to put the Phillies up 9-5 now. We're still only in the 5th inning. In the 6th, Trey Turner with a 2-run single, so that makes it now 9-7. And then Josh Bell comes up with the bases loaded, and he hits a grand slam to put the Nationals up 11-9. A huge hits back and forth in this game. In the bottom of the 7th, this game's not over, with runners on. Luke Williams with the RBI base hit, so that makes it 11-10 Nats. And then Alec Boehm in the bottom of the 8th would tie it up with this base hit, so that makes it 11-11. And then Ronald Torreyes would follow that up with the base hit to bring in the go-ahead run, so it makes it 12-11 Phillies. In the top of the 9th inning, 2 runners are on. Starlin Castro with the go-ahead 2-run single, so that makes it 13-12. Nationals now back and forth. In the bottom half of the inning, Paulo Espino gets Brad Miller to line out to end this crazy game. The Nationals take it by a final of 13-12. Next up, we have the Royals versus the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Top of the 1st inning, Ryan O'Hearn with the 2-run home run, so that gives the Royals a quick 2-0 lead. In the bottom of the 4th, though, Clint Frazier would tie it up with his 2-run double, brings in 2 runs, so that makes it 2-2. And then with the bases loaded here in the 5th inning, O'Hearn up again, Chad Green on. He gets O'Hearn to fly out with the bases loaded to keep it a tie game at 2-2. Before the 8th inning, Carlos Santana with the go-ahead home run makes it 3-2 Royals. But in the bottom of the 8th, with a runner on, Rougned Odor with it a 2-run home run, so that makes it 4-3. The Yankees are back on top. In the 9th inning now against Aroldis Chapman, a bases-loaded walk would bring in the tying run, and then Ryan O'Hearn again, this time with the soft base hit here to third base, that would bring in the go-ahead run, so it's 5-3 to 4 now. Royals in the bottom of the ninth, though. Greg Holland trying to close it out. Gary Sanchez hits the game-tying home run on this liner to left field, makes it 5-5, and then Luke Voigt would walk it off to win it for the Yankees on this ball hit off the wall in left field. So the Yankees in this back-and-forth game come out on top by a final of 6-5. Next up, we have the Red Sox and the Rays in this weird game in Tampa Bay. Nick Pivetta throws 6 2/3 hitless innings. He was dominant. So the Rays don't have a hit. Hunter Renfroe in the 5th makes this great leaping catch to rob the Rays of their first hit, so that keeps it hitless. Red Sox trying to break through here on this base hit to center field. Renfroe coming around trying to score. Kiermaier comes up with it. He throws him out at the plate to keep the game scoreless, but the Rays still don't have a hit until the 8th inning when Kiermaier again comes up, breaks up the no-hitter with a double in the 8th inning. So the Rays have their very first hit. They would win it in the 9th inning when Margot scores on this wild pitch on this ball thrown by Matt Barnes, gets past the catcher. Margot comes in and scores the game-winning run. So the Rays were getting no hit for 7 innings, and they win this game 1-0 as the Red Sox can't come up with a run. This is a really, really weird game. All right, next up we have another exciting game, this time between the A's and the Giants in San Francisco. In the 5th inning, it's 1-0 Oakland. Lamonte Wade with a 2-run home run, so that makes it 2-1 Giants. In the 6th inning, Mitch Moreland would come up. He would tie the game with a base hit, so that makes it 2-2. The A's come back to tie it. And then in the 7th, Matt Chapman with a 2-run home run to right field. Makes it 4-2 A's now. Heading into the bottom of the 7th, Wilmer Flores would get the Giants 1 run closer with this base hit, so that makes it 4-3, and they would eventually tie it in the 8th inning. Donovan Solano with the game-tying home run makes it 4-4. The Giants have come back to tie it, trying to win it in the 9th inning on this base hit to left field. Lamonte Wade coming around trying to score. The A's get him at the plate. That's the game-winning run. They throw out the walk-off run at the plate in the 9th inning to send this one to extras. In the 10th, Matt Chapman again, this time with a sacrifice fly, brings in the go-ahead run, so it's now 5-4 Oakland. But in the 10th, Steven Duggar would tie the game up with a base hit, makes it 5-5, and then Kirk Caselli would double, and that would bring in the game-winning run. The Giants walk it off for their 50th win of the season, and this come-from-behind victory over the A's. They would take it 6-5. All right, next up we have my performances of the week. Starting us off, Aaron Nola pitched 5 1/3 innings in this game. He gave up 2 hits, 12 strikeouts. This is the game he struck out 10 straight batters, so only pitched 5 1/3 innings, but it's going to Aaron Nola. He struck out 10 straight batters in that span. Fernando Tatis Jr. goes 4 for 5 in this game. He has 3 home runs and 4 RBIs, so huge game for him. And then Cole Irvin of the A's against the first place Giants, first team to 50 wins. He goes 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, and 8 strikeouts for Cole Irvin. Time for the standings. Watch, the Red Sox are now in first place in the AL East after sweeping 3 games from the Yankees. The Rays are a half game back. The Jays are now 6 out, and the Yankees are now 6.5 out. So big series for the Red Sox. The White Sox lead the Central by 2.5 games over the Indians. Astros lead the AL West by 2 games over Oakland. The Mariners are 7.5 games out, and they are 3 games over 500. So if they keep this up, they can threaten for a wild card spot. We'll see what happens. The Mets lead the NL East by 3 games over Washington, or by 4 games over Washington, and Atlanta and Philly are both 5 games out of that division, so they're still maintaining their lead. The Brewers lead the Central by 3 games after winning 5 straight games. The Cubs are 3 out. They've lost 3 straight games. The Reds are 6 out, and the Cardinals are 8 out. Both those teams not playing very well. The Giants lead the NL West by 3.5 games over the Dodgers. The Giants were the first team to 50 wins. Congratulations to them. The Padres are 4.5 games out of that division. Players of the week, my AL pitchers starting us off in Texas. Kyle Gibson goes 12 1/3 innings pitched, allows just 2 earned runs, 13 strikeouts, and 1.46 ERA. Look for him to get traded at the deadline. Cole Irvin of the A's, 13 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 12 strikeouts, and a 2.08 ERA for Cole Irvin. At the plate, Shohei Ohtani hit 353. I think we talked about him last week too. He had a pair of doubles, a triple, 2 home runs, and a 1.391 OPS. And then then on the mound, he threw 6 innings pitched, allowed just a run with 9 strikeouts. Vlad Jr. hit 391, 3 home runs, 4 walks, and a 1.308 OPS, continuing his monster season. In the National League, Merrill Kelly of the Diamondbacks, 13 innings pitched, just 1 earned run allowed, 10 strikeouts, and a 0.69 ERA for him. And then Yu Darvish, 12 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 18 strikeouts in 12 innings, and a 1.50 ERA for him. At the plate, Jake Cronenworth of the Padres hit 391, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, and a 1.481 OPS. And then Fernando Tatis Jr. hit 381, 3 home runs, 5 walks, 3 stolen bases, and a 1.405 OPS. So lots of Padres in our players of the week. Now for the rookie watch, Wander Franco makes his electric debut in Tampa Bay. He hits a 3-run home run for his first hit. He goes 2 for 4 in his debut. He hit that home run and then a double. So big show for him coming up in his first game. Matt Manning makes his debut for the Tigers. He's their number 3 prospect, and he's number 18 ranked on MLB.com. He goes 5 2/3. He allows 5 hits, 2 runs, with a strikeout for Matt Manning of the Tigers. Max Kranick of the Pirates. There was 5 perfect innings in his major league debut, his first major league start. 5 perfect innings. He strikes out 3 before leaving the game because the game was in a rain delay, so he had to leave after that. So awesome debut for him. What to watch for: the Giants and the Dodgers start a set on Monday. It's just a 2-game series in Los Angeles, so look out for that. 2 contending teams in the NL West. Then the Subway Series starts on Friday with the Mets and the Yankees starting a 3-game set in the Bronx. So 2 teams that are not playing so well right now. They will start a 3-game set later this week. Time for the highlight reel. Tyler Naquin hits this huge go-ahead 3-run home run in the 9th inning to put the Reds up 10-7. They would go on to win this game. Huge hit for him. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. hits a go-ahead double in the 9th to left field. That would put the Jays up 2-1. They will go on to win that game. Manny Machado turns another great double play to end the game. This time he snags his line drive and then throws to second, just barely get the runner, turns the double play. That would end the game against the Dodgers here. Michael Brantley robs Jonathan Scope of a home run with this leaping catch in left field, camps under it, jumps up, robs him of the home run. The Mets would come back against the Phillies. Francisco Lindor would tie it with a base hit in the 7th with 2 down. This is a 7-inning game, so this was the final batter of the game. He ties it, and then Dom Smith would walk it off in the 8th inning with a base hit up the middle. Nolan Arenado makes a great over-the-shoulder catch here on this ball, hit well behind third base. You can see him just with his back to home plate, sprinting back. This is a super impressive play. I know he wasn't running super fast here to end when he caught it, but great over the shoulder behind the back catch for him. The Mets would come back against the Phillies again with a bases loaded walk to Luis Guillorme. That would tie the game, and then Michael Conforto would hit a walk-off sacrifice fly to center field here to bring in the game-winning run. The Phillies bullpen was not looking good in this series. Cody Bellinger hit a walk-off home run to center field to walk off the Cubs in the 9th inning after coming back recently from the injured list. He's making his impact with this walk-off home run. The Tigers will walk off the Astros with this bunt by Robbie Grossman in the bottom of the 10th inning. He gets it down, runners coming home, and he will score to walk off. The Astros win the game for the Tigers. Taylor Trammell hits this clutch go-ahead home run in the 9th inning off of Liam Hendricks to break the tie. The Mariners will go on to win this game. They are playing good baseball right now. That's gonna do it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I was able to recap everything that you missed. I will see you guys next week. Keep watching baseball. Lots of good stuff are happening. We'll see what happens with these substance checks, if we have any more exciting moments. But I will be seeing you guys next Monday to talk about it all. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching.